Alright, what's up Darman fam? Today we're going to be looking at fall 2023 anime. Now, I thought I just did the summer one like 5 days ago or something, but apparently like 3 months has gone by really quick and we're looking at the fall one. Now, I'm going to be honest, I haven't finished a single anime from last season. No, that's a lie. I finished the Yohane Isekai, but that's the only one. I'm still working on them because I dropped like half of them from last season. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to trash on some probably terrible isekai anime like we do every single season. Okay, the first one is a second season to an anime I have never heard of. Maybe, have I heard of the English title? Eminence in the Shadow. I have heard of that one time, but I don't know anything about it, so we're gonna be skipping that. But next we have Spy Family Season 2. Now, I like Spy Family a lot. I thought they already had a season 2, but that's probably just the bullshit anime industry doing the part 2s, part 3s, final season part 17, whatever. But yeah, we have the real Spy Family Season 2. Now, for me personally, Spy Family kinda got boring by like the second half of the second part of season 1, but it's still a very good show. Next we have Goblin Slayer Season 2. I think I saw like a few of the first episodes of Goblin Slayer, so I don't know too much about it. It's been years. I know it's a very controversial anime, so probably Twitter's gonna be really angry about this, but if you're excited for this, then good on you. We still haven't had a new anime so far, but Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3. I really liked Rising of the Shield Hero Season 1, and then I was really excited for Season 2, and I got bored halfway through the first episode. And then we got Dr. Stone New World Cord 2. I haven't been caught up with Dr. Stone. I really want to catch up with it because I remember loving everything I watched from Dr. Stone, but I just haven't had time to watch. Like, I don't know, there's probably a few extra seasons. Now we actually have the first new anime. Now, the only reason I remember to record this anime is because YOASOBI released the opening to this anime, and I looked at the synopsis and stuff and saw it was releasing really soon. At the time of recording this video, this came out yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Let's read the synopsis. The Maid Frieren defeated the Demon King alongside the hero Himel's party after a 10-year quest. Peace was restored to the kingdom. Because she is an elf, she is able to live over 1,000 years. She promises Himmel and the others that she will be back to see them, and then sets out on a journey by herself. 50 years later, Frieren goes to visit Himmel and the others. She remained unchanged, but Himmel and the others have aged and only a little of their lives remain. Later, she witnesses Himmel's death. Frieren is pained by her desire to have spent more time getting to know people. With that regret in her heart, she then goes on a journey to do just that. On her journey, she meets many people and many events await her. I don't know if it would be interesting to other people, but that sounded pretty interesting to me. But I don't know about it being the #1 most popular new anime on LiveChart. But YOASOBI did the opening to this anime, so it's probably like either got a big budget or it's gonna be really good. And I was looking at it earlier, the manga has an 8.63, so I think it'll be actually pretty good. Although on here it says it has a 7. Oh, what the? On here it says it has a 7.89, so that's not as good as a 8.6 something. I'll definitely be giving this a watch though. It sounds very interesting. It's that time of the video where we look at these generic ass isekai fantasy anime. Oh boy. It's a harem anime, which is the second most popular new anime that's coming out this season. So what's with these people, man? Alright, maybe we can't judge a book by its cover though. Battles for ancient kingdoms are nothing compared to the battles of a classroom. Awakening from magical stasis after 1,000 years, the Dark Lord Leonis suddenly finds himself in the body of a 10-year-old boy. Oh my god. This is a harem? Oh god. Oh my god. Am I even allowed to watch this? He quickly meets Roselia, a girl confronting the void. That sounds like back in like 2007 MySpace, where the scene kids are like, the demons are coming inside me or something. I don't know. Creatures that have nearly exterminated humanity. Determined to uncover the mysteries of this strange new era, Leonis enrolls in Excalibur Academy, a school that trains students to fight back against these enigmatic monsters. Could the voids hold some connection to Leonis's past? Oh my god. A 10-year-old boy having a harem, and then Excalibur, everything about this anime is just wrong. Also, I'm trying to record this video faster than last time because I had like an hour and a half unedited recording and the final video was like 30 minutes long or something. So I'm trying to get through this a little faster than last time. But yeah, let's look at this poster. Okay. This art style doesn't really remind me of an anime, honestly. It kind of looks like those ads on like the side of buildings in Akihabara where it's advertising like a gacha mobile game. And again, I'm guessing this is the main character. He looks generic as hell. I like this character. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, we got our first non-fantasy. You were experienced. I was not. Our dating story. I understand what this means, but it sounds kind of funny. These two look like the most generic characters. And honestly, the poster itself just looks like a screen cap from the anime itself. It doesn't look like it was made specifically to be like promotional or anything. Anyways, Kashima Ryoto is a gloomy high schooler who quietly spends his days watching his crush. That's really creepy. The beautiful Shirokana Runa from afar. She rules the classroom and has no shortage of boyfriends. Although Ryoto is fully convinced she'd never accept him, fate leads him to confess his feelings to her anyway. To his astonishment, she accepts simply because she's available at that time. But the surprises don't end there. She immediately invites him over, as if it's the most natural thing in the world. The odd couple is different in just about every way. The friends they keep, their hobbies, their love lives. Sorry. I hear Love Live and then in just a completely unrelated context, and then I just start laughing, but my apologies. But with every passing day, they grow a little bit closer. This may not be Runa's final relationship, but their first relationship, but their dating story is going to be full of firsts for them both. Okay, I think this sounds nice. This sounds cute. Will I be watching this? Maybe. We got another fantasy with Kirito clone number 500,000. Berserk of Gluttony. Fate, a castle guard in a world where one's skills are everything, has acquired a skill called Gluttony that does nothing but make him hungry, leaving him with a miserable life. But one day he defeats some bandits who are infiltrating the castle, and his world changes. Thus begins the story of how a young man once ridiculed as a talentless climbed from the lowest stratum of life to the top. I'm gonna be honest, that was the worst synopsis I've ever read in my life. You're telling me this is the 4th biggest new anime that's gonna come out? Really? Okay, this next one I've heard of, and I've always heard it to be ridiculous, and I haven't looked too much into it, so this is gonna be basically my first exposure to this. The 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. A hilariously over-the-top harem rom-com. Yeah, I could tell from the title. After 100 rejections, one young man must make his 100 soulmates happy, or else. Wait, what? They rejected him and now he has 100 soulmates? Aijo Rentaro has asked 100 girls out and struck out every time. In desperation, he prays for guidance, only to be told by a god that his rejections were due to a cosmic mishap. Now this god will set things right by making sure Aijo gets 100 dates. Except as things often go with gods, there's a catch. Each of his 100 dates is Aijo's destined soulmate. Worse, if he doesn't return their feelings, they'll die in horrible and hilarious accidents? Okay, this just sounds like the goofiest thing that's ever been written, and it's probably really hard for someone to write 100 characters to. There's probably going to be a huge debate on like who the best girl is, but we only have what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, so maybe these are the main 5 and then everyone else in the background is like the rest of the 100. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that like maybe like 70 of them are just like background characters that get like 2 lines that just die without any like character development. Also, now that I'm looking at this girl right here, I'm just gonna say she looks distant in a way, and also this girl reminds me of Komi Can't Communicate. The vexations of a shut-in vampire princess. 3 years into her life as a shut-in vampire, Tera Komari, Gonda blood, Jesus Christ. Komari for sure, okay, thank you. Awakens to find she's been appointed as commander in the Motorite Imperial Army. The thing is, her new unit consists solely of belligerent ruffians who revolt against their superiors at the slightest hint of weakness. Now, before we continue, last time I had to look up like, I don't know, it was like 10 words that I've never heard in my life, and I kind of don't want to do that again because it kind of puts like a roadblock into the video. But I just want to say that what the hell are these words? Why are they using these words? But that's the only time I'm gonna rant about words that I've never heard of. Although Komari hails from a line of vampires as powerful as they are prestigious, her refusal to drink blood has made her the picture of mediocrity, scrawny, uncoordinated, and inept at magic. With the odds stacked against her, will the help of her trusty and slightly infatuated maid Vil be enough for this recluse to blunder her way to success? Or will Komari rue the day she's ever left safety of her room? That sounds ass. I'm gonna be honest, that sounds ass. It looks like a all-female cast, which is the only thing different from all the other fantasies. There's no Kirito clone, so that's the only thing that makes it stand out, but everything else is just like, why would I watch this? My daughter left the nest and returned an S-rank adventurer. The young adventurer, Belagrieve, retires to quieter life and losing his leg to a beast. While hunting herbs in the woods one day, he rescues an abandoned child, Angeline. Angeline trains with her father and later achieves S rank in the capital's adventure guild. 5 years later, she decides to return home. Will Belagrieve get another chance at being an adventurer? Will Angeline return home unscathed? Okay, before I give my opinions, I want to look at the poster a little bit closer because it's kind of cluttered and it's hard to see with that small of a picture. Alright, you know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna use the G word. Looks generic as fuck. Oh my god, I don't know. For some reason, I always give these a chance and they're never good. Like just the isekai fantasy generic black hair characters. These are never good. Even if they have like a little spin on them, like being the daughter or something, it's still never good. Like even last season, the vending machine one. Actually, the vending machine one, I kind of enjoy it, but other than that, no other isekai fantasy-esque show has been enjoyable. But apparently they are to the Japanese audience, because they're still getting adapted and they're still at the very top of the most popular. Oh, what would you know? Oh, speaking of generic-ass fantasy, Kingdoms of the Ruin, action, adventure, fantasy, gore, sci-fi. How exciting. Witches once blessed the human race with wisdom and peace, but the Redia Empire's gear expansion brought about a culture of science that has far surpassed magic, and witches were viewed as enemies, impeding the progress of civilization. Thus began the witch hunts. One human named Adonis, who was raised by a witch named Chloe, swears revenge against the human race that took his beloved mentor from him. What salvation can be found at the end of a bloodbath fueled by utter despair? I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but this sounds fucking generic as hell. Okay, finally I was about to say finally not a generic ass fantasy, but this one happens to use the F word. But I have hope. This poster doesn't look as generic as some of the other ones. I'm giving the disgraced noble lady I rescued a crash course in naughtiness. Okay. It's not an ecchi series, which kinda puts to rest what I thought this was gonna be about, based on the name. But let's read the synopsis. Alan Crawford. What's with these, like, white-ass, like, German-American-ish names? Alan Crawford is a misanthropic sorcerer known as the Dark Lord. When he comes across Charlotte Evans, a noble woman exiled on false charges, his memories of being betrayed 3 years ago come rushing back. He decides to teach Charlotte about all the pleasures, vices, and joys of naughty living. Can a broken heart be mended with righteous living? These two are bound to find out. You know, at least it's not like some dude going on an adventure to kill the demon lord. I don't know, that just sounds kind of weird. Again, let's take a closer look at the poster. You know, this character reminds me a lot of this character right here. They have the same exact hair. Oh my god. Yeah, this kind of looks cute, but as we all know, these shows can't be good. Starting to get scared of the word fantasy now. Like, I like fantasy, but not when they're all the same. A Returner's magic should be special. Pretty sure this looks exactly like the anime that used like the real footage. Forget what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. I actually thought it was this when I glanced over at it earlier. Another dimension that continues to taint our world, the Shadow World. Humanity is faced with the worst calamity known as the Shadow Labyrinth. In spite of their desperate attacks, Desir Herman and his friends lose their battle to the Destruction Dragon, Broamir Napolitan? What? I feel like I'm being pranked. This doesn't sound real. This sounds AI generated. And a world comes to the end. When Desir is convinced of his end, he opens up his eyes to find himself 13 years ago in the past. Desir has gone back in time to the enrollment of ceremony in the Herobrine Academy, the top school for mages in the Empire. Who would have guessed? To change the future of impending doom, Desir assembles his friends once again to save the world. First of all, we have Napoleon, but not Napoleon, and then we have the Destruction Dragon, Shadow Labyrinth, and then Herobrine from Minecraft. You know, I'm not even going to give it the pleasure of taking a closer look at the poster. You know what? Now that I think of it, comment down below if you want me to skip anime that I think are just complete ass, because that would make my job a lot easier, because I would have to cut out less stuff, and it would make your viewing experience more pleasant, because you don't have to sit here and listen to me reading the same thing over and over again. Or maybe you like knowing every single anime that's coming out, so comment down below which one you want. But for this video, I'm going to keep them all in, unfortunately. Okay, we have a fantasy isekai that doesn't have a generic poster, so that's a fine sign. Not gonna say a good sign, because it's really not. Dragons reign terror over the earth, sea, and sky. If sworn dragon hunters like Ragna are to have any hope of dealing death to these seemingly invincible fire-breathing beasts, they must find a way to level the odds. Ragna teams up with a mysterious man named Crimson, who has likewise sworn to stand against the dragons menacing this world. But although Crimson's motivations may be mysterious, his goal and Ragna's perfectly aligned, and together they'll fight to vanquish the dragons once for all. I'm not even going to give it the pleasure of talking more about that. Dead Unlock. What happens when an unlucky girl meets an undead guy? Pure chaos. Tired of inadvertently killing people with her special ability, Unluck, Fuko Izumo sets out to end it all. I'm pretty sure that phrase is used in a different way, but let's keep going. But when she meets Andy, a man who longs for death but can't die, she finds a reason to live, and he finds someone capable of giving him the death he's been longing for. Okay, I remember hearing about this actually. I don't know how long ago it was, but I do remember like hearing about this, and it sounds actually really interesting. And if we look at like just the picture of the thumbnail, the animation style looks pretty decent, I think, from that small little square I can see. This is a comedy show, so it's not gonna take itself seriously, so that's good. The posters look incredibly boring, so do the character designs, but I have hope for that one. This next one, I think I did hear about it, and I was looking at this one earlier because it actually caught my eye while I was reading all the generic ass fantasy ones. But I do remember like hearing about this one, but I think I do know a little bit about this one. The Apothecary Diaries. Mama lived in a peaceful life with her apothecary father until one day she sold as a lowly servant to the emperor's palace, but she wasn't meant for a compliant life among royalty. So when imperial heirs fall ill, she decides to step in and find this cure. This catches the eye of Jin Shi, a handsome palace official who promotes her. Now she's making a name for herself solving medical mysteries. I like this. I think this is our first probably good one. If you see here that I think they did put a lot of animation budget behind this too. I'm excited for this. This sounds so good. Yeah, I remember seeing this a long time ago, just randomly on my anime list. I even have it playing to watch. I can't believe I'm so happy that I'm not reading just the same thing over and over again, finally. Okay, we gotta balance out one good with 14 bads though. A playthrough of a certain dude's VR MMO life. Tanaka Taichi is an ordinary Japanese guy who just made a new character, Earth, in a brand new open world VR MMO game called One More Free Life Online that promises almost unlimited freedom in a world where characters are free to challenge monsters with all their strength or go on adventures at their own pace. Taichi chooses to master the most worthless skills the game has to offer. Sometimes he'll make overly complicated potions or food that tastes much better than it has any reason to, and sometimes he'll go hunt monsters with crazy handmade weapons. An ordinary dude is about to begin his own VR MMO fantasy life. Now, I think this sounds fine on the surface, but how are you going to continue this for 12 plus episodes? I just don't think there's a way for that to keep going and keep it interesting. I'm in love with the villainess. Okay, so last season I saw this anime where it was something about a villainess, and I thought it was the same exact anime as some anime that released like 5 something years ago, and to this day I don't know if they're related or not, and if they are, this is probably another installment of that. But if they aren't, then what's the deal with all the villainous stuff? Also, this person looks like Reimu from Toho, and this person looks like Saber from Fate. Anyways, ordinary office worker Ohashire wakes up in the body of a protagonist of her favorite otome game. I remember reading that synopsis last season, and it started off the same exact way this did. So I must be actually just missing something. Please tell me in the comments. Anyways, to her delight, the first person to greet her is also her favorite character, Claire Francois? I don't know, I'm not very familiar with French. The main antagonist of the story. Now Ray is determined to romance Claire instead of the game's male leads. But how will her villainous lady love react to this new courtship? I think this sounds good, but it's just really confusing because I'm still hung up on the whole like, are all the villainous anime related? Because I would watch this if I knew this was just like a standalone thing. You know what? I'll do some research on it right now.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I've concluded that they have nothing to do with each other. They're just all about otome games and being reincarnated in them, and like all have a blonde main protagonist. So that's kinda weird, but I'll probably give this a watch. I'm still confused. But let's get on to our next one. Shangri-La Frontier. When was the last time I played a game that wasn't crap? When was the last time I did one of these videos that didn't have crap freaking synopsises? This is a world in the near future where games that use display screens are classified as retro. Anything that can't keep up with the state-of-the-art VR technology is called a crap game. And you see a large number of crap games coming out. I see a large number of crap anime coming out. And this might be one of them. Those who devote their lives to clearing these games are called crap game hunters, and Rakuro Hizutome is one of them. The game he's chosen to tackle next is Shangri-La Frontier, a god tier game that has a total of 30 million players, online friends, an expansive world, encounters with rivals. These are changing Rakuro and all the other players' fates. The best game adventure tale by the strongest crap game player begins now. Sounds interesting, I guess. Just not to me. I don't know, I don't have anything to say about this. Okay, next one. That's finally no more fantasy. I'm so done with fantasy. A girl and her guard dog. Now, the last time there was a girl and a dog in an anime, that didn't go that well. But let's hope this one's not like that other one. 15-year-old Isaku Sengaki, the granddaughter of the third boss of the Sengaki crime syndicate, just wants to have normal friends and a normal high school romance. She enrolls in a high school far from her hometown, but the overprotective young leader, 26-year-old Keiya Uto, lies about his age and bribes his way into the same school as Isaku. I don't like where this is going. Telling Isaku she's too young to fall in love, Keiya's ready to scare off all the boys, but actually Isaku's had unrequited feelings for Keiya this whole time. Again, am I even allowed to watch this? Is this legal? Like, obviously, don't get me wrong, it's just all fiction, doesn't matter, right? But if they wanted something like with a good story, couldn't they have made the ages like a little bit closer, maybe? I digress, whatever. Tear Moon Empire. Okay, this is a time travel one. I have a head and I'm young? 26-year-old Princess Mia of the Tear Moon Empire, often scorned as the selfish princess, was executed by a guillotine in a rebellion. Next thing she knew, she awoke in her own 12-year-old body with her own blood-stained diary that she kept before she was beheaded, sitting next to her pillow. Given a second chance at life, Mia decides to rebuild the empire for the sake of the Tear Moon's future, to save the people of starvation, for the soldiers who lost their lives of the Civil War. No, everything she does in this life is for the sake of avoiding the guillotine. For me, this should be a piece of cake. Thus, the useless, cowardly, self-serving princess brings about miracle after miracle in her great struggle to save herself in this altered history fantasy. This one actually sounds really interesting, but I don't know how you can keep that going for 12 episodes. So I'll give this a few episodes, and then if I don't like it, then I won't continue it. The family circumstances with the regular witch. Alyssa, a witch who lives alone in the woods, finds a human baby one day. Despite her bewilderment, she names the child Viola, like the instrument, and decides to raise her. 16 years later, Viola has grown far more than Alyssa ever imagined. What do you mean? She's a person. Wait, she grew too much. And so the chaotic comedy of a mother and daughter with inverted appearances begins. No, who wrote this? I'm gonna get cancelled for just saying anything at all. Whoever at Crunchyroll wrote this knew what they were doing. Okay. Alright, next one. Ron Kamanohashi's Forbidden Deductions. The unusual duo brings the hidden truth into the light. Ron Kamanohashi, a private investigator with serious issues, and Totomaru Ishiki, a pure-hearted but dim police detective, team up to solve the most baffling mysteries. A thrilling detective story for a new generation from Akira Amano, the creator of Reborn and Eldive. So first of all, I've never heard of Reborn or Eldive. Second of all, the last time we had like a detective mystery show was Undead Girl Murder Farce, and apparently people seem to like it, but I thought it was really boring. But this synopsis is kind of like really vague. Stardust Telepath. We got another Yuri anime. Umika is a sweet yet shy high school girl. She has trouble speaking to others and dreams of having a friend from another planet, but her lonely school life takes a cosmic turn when she meets a transfer student, Yu, an alien with telepathic powers. The two become close and promise to go to space one day, so they decide to build a rocket and shoot for the stars, making new friends along the way. Okay, that sounds actually pretty solid. It's a 4-panel manga adaptation, and usually those are good. Like Bocchi the Rock was phenomenal, so I hope this is actually really good. The next one, oh my god, what is this? Butareba, the story of a man who turned into a pig. So the last time there was story of a man who turned into an animal. It didn't go too well. Or maybe it did go pretty well, depending on your taste, but wasn't a good show at all. So hopefully this one's good. I like the poster a lot, it's cute. I am a dull otaku who lost consciousness after eating raw pork liver. When I awoke, it seemed I had been reincarnated into another world, but I had also become a pig. As I was rolling around in a pigsty, covered in mud, Jess, a kind, angelic, beautiful girl, came to my rescue. Oink! You don't have to force yourself to talk, I'm able to understand you. This girl who was devotedly caring after my pig self was a member of the Yetsma, and her people have the ability to read minds. This is bad, that means she can see through all of my lustful delusions. Now in Mysteria, a world run by swords and magic, a pig and a mind-reading beauty set off on their lovey-dovey adventure. Or do they? No, okay. First of all, this sounds AI generated. Second of all, this sounds AI generated, but it's using that dog isekai as like a base. I'm surprised we haven't seen an ecchi series so far, because we've seen 2 that are like, including this one, that are like, that sound pretty ecchi, but we haven't seen the tag on here, so I don't know, they might not be ecchi at all. But maybe this sounds interesting. I'll give it like 1 or 2 episodes maybe. Okay. Under Ninja. Interesting genres, action and slice of life, and comedy, and drama. Like all 4 of those should not be together, but sure. Ninja still exist in Japan today. Is this part of the synopsis or just a fun fact? They number around 200,000. The ninja organization NIN, National Intelligence of a Ninja, is not controlled by the civilian government, with elite members performing assassinations and sabotage in secret. There's an organization. Is this how you spell organization? Like, I know I'm going off track here, but I don't think that's how you spell organization. But anyways, that opposes Nin, UN, under Ninja. Ninja versus Ninja, what lies waiting at the end of the shadowy feud? Sure, I guess it's probably interesting. I don't know, you can tell that I'm just getting actually so tired. Okay, next one. Shy. Just one word, shy. Around the middle of the 21st century, all war on Earth ceased. The sudden widespread appearance of heroes, people with supernatural powers who wish for only peace, has drastically transformed the world. In a world where the heroes of each country work to maintain this newfound peace, the one protecting Japan is a young girl named Shy, who is crippling shy. Okay. So, I'll tell you the reason why I would like to watch a few episodes of this. It's not cause heroes, superpowers, or even crippling shy, cute girls, but it's because I enjoy maps and countries and geography and stuff. So I want to see how this anime represents other countries. That's really the only reason. Okay, next one. This one has an interesting art style. It looks like a JRPG. Nagase Kaoru, a 22-year-old office lady, suddenly finds herself reincarnated in another world. Insert the ReZero deja vu sound, because that's what I'm going through right now. To help her survive in this new world, a being that amounts to its god gives Kaoru a younger body and the ability to make insanely overpowered potions. The reincarnated Kaoru must use her knowledge and cheatery to survive. I'm not watching this. Absolutely not. Even my voice is dying out. I can't do this. I don't want to watch these. Like, how do you continue a story with just this bear of a concept? Whatever. Next one. Protocol Rain. Shun Tokinoya is a second-year high school student who lives with his mother and a younger sister. After his father was killed in an accident and his sister was injured, he quit the game he'd loved and now works at an esports cafe called Fox One. He spends all of his time studying and working part-time while also socializing with his childhood gaming buddies. Suddenly he discovers that Fox One is deeply in debt. Shun and his friends hope to win the Zazurian Championship and the prize money in order to repay their debts. Shun returns to the world of online games where he is confronted by Bakuretsu-kun, who used to play the game with him. Personally, I would just quit the cafe. If an establishment I was working at just suddenly went into debt, I would just not help them. But I guess you do you. I like this poster a lot. It's kind of cool. Kind of also cringe because this like magic item is a computer mouse. And not even like a gaming one, it's just a regular old office mouse. Okay, next one. Overtake. Another original series. Haruka Asahina is a high school teen racing in Formula 4. He crosses paths with a washed-up photographer. Is washed up an actual like term that people used? I thought that was just a meme. Koya Madoka, who decides to help Haruka realize his dream and reach the podium. The heat is on, and competition is fierce. Racing for the family-run Komaki Motors team means Haruka must push the car and himself to the limits to catch the attention of the top teams. Buckle up, it's time to race. I'm not a big fan of like sports and like just like racing stuff, so I'm probably not gonna watch this. Okay, we got MF Ghost. I remember hearing about this. This is like a sequel or a prequel to Initial D. I've never actually seen Initial D, so I'm gonna skip this just because it's like a sequel. 16-bit sensation, another layer. The year 1992, the college student Meiko Urehara. That's the end of the sentence? Okay. The part-time job, computer store clerk. Or so she thought. While exploring the store's second floor, Meiko finds an alcohol soft and adult PC game developer. She replaces an artist in a twist of fate out of her element, and with an approaching deadline, Meiko races to complete the game and prove herself. The fate of her career depends on it. I didn't understand a single... Okay, you can tell how many times I just tripped up on reading that, because I didn't understand a single thing that this said. Firefighter Daigo, Rescuer in Orange. Okay, a firefighting anime, and like an actual one, unlike Fire Force. Taoke Daigo burns with unremarkable talent and unparalleled determination. Onoda Shun struggles against the walls, blocking his own path. Nakamura Yuki hopes to become one of the few female members of the Special Rescue Corps known as Orange. When these three young firefighters, who share the goal of becoming members of Orange, come together, the story of how Japan will one day be saved begins, and what looms before them is a crisis that endangers the entire country. Okay, that's kind of cool. I don't think this is something that's ever been done before, so I'll give it points for being unique. I might give this a few episodes, honestly, because of how unique it is. What is this next one? The Four Brothers of Yusuke. The synopsis is just like one sentence. The four brothers of the Yusuke family. Are family? Friends? Opponents? Like, what kind of a synopsis is that? Here's a better one on Mal. I don't know what's with this one, but the one on Mal says, the Yusuke family, which consists of four brothers, lost their parents 2 years ago. Hayato, the eldest son, is a hard worker and the pillar of the family. Mikoto, the second son, is calm and collected, but he has a soft spot for his younger brother Minato, whom he adores and thinks is cute. Minato, the third son, is energetic and adores his brothers, but he is clumsy and awkward. Gakuto, the fourth son, is a studious and mature first grader who is often referred to as a wise man. The manga depicts four brothers' daily lives as they navigate their family, school, and community. Okay, so I guess this is copy and pasted from the manga. This really doesn't sound too interesting to me. Kame Erabi, God.app. Goro, a first-year high school student at a private school in Tokyo, has no hopes, no dreams, no ambitions. Yeah, he's just like me for real. The world is indifferent to him, and he has a faint longing for Honoka. Sorry, I'm on like the whole Love Live thing right now. You'll see a video of me talking about Love Live in a few weeks maybe, because I gotta get this one out before that one. And anytime I hear anything that reminds me of Love Live, it's kind of funny, but anyways, sorry about that. A classmate from the same school, he and his best friend, Akitsu, live a boring, unchanging life. One day, Goro receives a strange notification on his smartphone. You have been chosen, breathe into me your wish. Thinking it malicious spam, Goro types, I want to have sex with Honoka, the woman of my dreams. The next day, Honoka invites him to drop his pants at an unpopular arcade. Congratulations on your accomplishment. Then a mysterious girl, Lal, suddenly appears, confused by the series of events. Me too. Goro is told of a cruel fate. Goro has been chosen by the Great Will to become a god to make his wish come true. With other potential gods, they are going to kill one another until there's only one left. The ability given is the Scripture of Fools, at the cost of the misfortune that befalls you. The power to twist the cause and effect of the world and manipulate the reason of the world at will. The first god candidate who appears to kill Goro was, of course, Honoka. Okay, this is just explaining like the first episode. I guess we're almost done. Let's just finish it. Whom he had longed for. What choice will Goro make against Honoka, who attacks him mercilessly? Thus am I reading that right? The fetish battle royale by the god candidates, each with their own secrets, begins? I think I'll watch this just because of how ridiculous this sounds. I just saw that looked like pretty bad CG. Oh, this is full CG, isn't it? Oh god. You know what? It probably makes it even more ridiculous. Oh my god. We're almost done. We only have a few left. Miki and Dolly. After finally adopting a child, the Sonoyamas were unprepared for the mystery that would soon unravel. Hitori seems to be the perfect son for his loving parents. He's handsome, intelligent, and grateful for his new lavish life, but he has a dark secret. Hitori is actually the twins Miki and Dolly, pretending to be one boy, and they have a terrifying motive behind their hidden identity. You know what? This synopsis is pretty good. The thing that worries me about this is that it's a comedy mystery, because I thought this was going to be horror, but apparently it's a comedy, so that's kind of weird. What is this? My new boss is Goofy. After his power harassing boss broke his spirit and his health, Momose leaves his job to work at a new job in sales at an advertising agency. However, on the very first day of his new job, Momose is unable to move due to a stomachache caused by his past traumas. What should I do if my new boss also abuses his power? In the meantime, his new boss, Shirosaki, is out with him to see the clients. Just what exactly is Shirosaki going to do? The new boss's unexpectedly goofy nature will surely heal anyone. Okay, I guess there's probably an audience for this, but it doesn't really interest me. I just thought the title was really funny. I think I'm finally done after an hour and a half. Oh my god. Okay, now for the part of the video where I say which ones I want to watch. For some reason I always like shit on a bunch of them, and then at the end I have like 20 that I want to watch. Okay, so I'm gonna watch Spy Family Season 2, Frieren Beyond the Journey's End. I'll give this like 1 or 2 episodes. Doesn't sound incredibly interesting, but I'll give it a chance. I'll watch this because it sounds really silly. I want to watch this just because I want to know what Naughty Living is. I think I did hear this was good, so I'll probably watch this. I really want to watch this. This is probably the thing I was most excited for. I'll give this a few episodes, even though it still confuses me. I think I'll give this 1 or 2 episodes. For some reason, this kind of interested me. I don't know why. I think I do want to watch it. I'll give this 1 episode. Again, the synopsis doesn't really do anything. And then this one sounds cute. I think I will watch this one. And then this one just sounded so weird. I have to watch it. And then I said I was gonna watch this one, and I said I was gonna watch this one too. I think I'm gonna watch this one, this one, this one, and I think that's it. I'm gonna make a prediction. I don't know how many I said I was gonna watch. I think it was like around 10, but I think I'm only gonna finish like 5. But yeah, we're finally done. But yeah, thanks for watching if you made it to the end. See ya. The apothecary, the apothecary, the apothecary, the apothecary, apothecary, apothecary.